right, we're recording. All right, fellas, it's the new season upon us. Tomorrow is our first week, and we're going to go over predictions. Who's going to take the division, who's going to maybe make the playoffs, and maybe add some other stuff, some other spices. We can start over in AC North, and we can start there.
Right.
We got Plainfield, Toronto, Rochester, and Harlem. Let's see what they did last season. So these were the last season record. Harlem was 12-4, Toronto 10-6, Rochester 9-7, and Plainfield 7-9. C-Max, you want to start us off?
Sure. Well, I think Harlem should, obviously be the favorite, just based on last year's performance. Although they got Homadan holding out, so it looks like Mock's gonna be playing. So that'll be interesting if he ends up starting the whole season. Who knows what'll happen? But he's got Dorenbos and Wojciechowicz, and they picked up Maffitt. So they had a decent draft. I mean, really, really nice draft. So I don't see any reason why they don't stay 12-4. So I'm going to pick them, and then Toronto I think will come in second. Even though that quarterback Baskey, I'm not a believer, but T-Sack will probably have him sitting at top 10 quarterback by the end of the year. So figure they'll go 11-5. Rochester, I think, going to be probably 8-8, and North Plainfield, that quarterback Coy is horrible. So I'm guessing maybe 5-11 for them. I think they take a step back if they don't do something about him.
Oh, this quarterback here for Plainfield.
Yeah, he's been terrible. I mean, he looks all right, but he's just been playing.
Oh my God, yeah, he has been 25 interceptions last season.
Yeah, I mean, if that keeps up, I mean, it doesn't matter what he does with the rest of the team. He's screwed.
Okay, so you have Harlem, Toronto, Rochester, and Plainfield.
Yeah, I think it stays the same.
Howie, Rick, welcome. By the way.
Hey,
Rick.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool. Yeah, I was monkeying around with a game plan in the TFL, and I said, "Oh shit, it's time to join."
That's okay. We just started anyway. Howie, why don't you give us your take on the AC North?
So I think that it's going to be a dogfight between Harlem and Toronto. Looking at XCOM's roster with Harlem, he's got a stacked team. So it's very hard for me to pick against Harlem, even though T-Zac's in that division. So I'm going to go with Harlem 1, Toronto 2, and then it's a coin flip between Rochester and North Plainfield. Is their quarterback going to play as bad as he did last year? Who knows? I don't know. So I'm just going to pick the top two and then a coin flip for 3 and 4 between Rochester and North Plainfield. I'll play it safe on this division.
Yeah, it is a tough one to pick. Rick?
Okay, I do like Harlem. I do like Harlem to take that one. Toss up between the Monsters and Rochester and NPL. They've always been a favorite of mine because they can play D, but offense is not there yet. Don't know why. And so I'd take that quarterback by the way.
Oh, that Plainfield?
Yeah, the 7 touchdown, 25 pick guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks fine. He just doesn't play all that well.
If you're out there, sir, you hit me up, man. Coffee's getting older. So.
Okay. I'm Grim.
Yeah.
Give us your take.
Harlem, hands down, is going to win that. I think the division looks exactly like that, except for Harlem has an extra game, and Toronto and Rochester have one less game. North Plainfield, man, if he, again, going back to Coy, if he could get Coy to play, I think he would, could challenge for that division, but that guy just is not playing. And I guess I'm not, is it because he doesn't have wide receivers or, but he's got wide receivers. So, so I'm not getting why Dylan or Coy's doing that. So yeah, I'm picking Harlem. Harlem wins the division, goes to the playoffs. Toronto, Rochester, Plainfield, just like that. No other playoff team in that division.
Okay. I'm going to call it basically everyone else. Harlem taking it. Toronto second. Rochester third. Plainfield fourth. Just as we see it. Okay. Howie, you want to take the AC South?
Oh, sure. AC South.
So Houston took it at 11-5 last season. He doesn't think he's going to have that many games. He says he lost players. You have Fort Wayne at 9-7, San Antonio at 9-7, and Atlanta at 3-13.
Well, I think San Antonio kicked the crap out of me in the preseason, if I remember correctly. I have to go. I can't even see it on my computer because I didn't update that. So
no, that was Clay that kicked your ass.
No, in the preseason.
Wait. Sorry.
Preseason. Yes, Clay kicked my ass last year as well. I like Fort Wayne. I like San Antonio. Both teams were 9-7 last year. I really like Fort Wayne's roster. I think that with another year of experience under that particular team's belt, I think that he can improve. So Fort Wayne's going to be my pick for the AC South. I think San Antonio is going to improve as well, but they'll finish second right behind them. And then Houston and Atlanta.
Okay. Rick?
I do like Smoke's comeback because he's got the goods. And then the bottom three, mix and match how you choose. Houston, Atlanta, and I forget the other name of the team, San Antonio. They're all kind of bunched up to me.
So who do you have first?
Have Ellis Smokes and the one, the good old, I think it was Fort Wayne, right? Yep. Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne's my pick for that division. And then I did like what Houston did, but he did lose a couple guys, so that's going to hurt him. And then San Antonio is got the younger quarterback, I believe. So that's going to hurt a little bit.
C-Max, who are you playing as your quarterback this season?
What's that?
Who's your quarterback this season?
I think it's Socha time.
It's Socha. It's definitely Socha. Yeah. Granados, he wants $50 million to re-sign him. Yeah. Not going to do that. Socha's pretty pissed off that he hasn't already been starting. So we're gonna give him the go. I'm pretty committed to giving him the go for the whole season. Assuming that's possible. But we lost Maloney. We traded him to Williamsburg and Woody Scheck's kind of taking a hit in his ratings. So it's going to be interesting on offense. I don't think we're going to be as good on offense. Defensively, I'm excited to see what happens with Rice. I think he could be special if he keeps building on his production. But I think I'm still going to go with Houston in the taking the division. I don't see any reason why they take a step back. But then I think it's going to be Fort Wayne, then us, and San Antonio, and I think Atlanta still has work to do. So I think it's pretty much going to be a repeat again of last year in terms of the division layout.
Grim?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of with Chris on this. With Houston, I don't know what players he lost that were such a big deal. Maybe a wide receiver because he's only got
one of the wide
Edwin Fords.
receivers he lost.
Okay, so that could take a hit, but looking at his roster, man, didn't look like much else. Anything changed. Still got a great defense. So for me, it's a toss-up. If Socha can play well, I think Chris could take that division, then Houston behind him. But Fort Wayne looks strong. That was going to be the hardest division for me to pick this season. Man, I'm going to have to say it lays out just like it did. Houston, San Antonio, Fort Wayne, and then Atlanta. That's just a tough one. They're so evenly matched there, except for maybe Atlanta behind a little bit. But
yeah, he's still trying to get his team together.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to follow Grim on this one. I'm saying Houston, and then I'm going with San Antonio because he has a young quarterback. Fort Wayne, and then Atlanta. That's how I see it playing out. Okay, Grim, you can take the AC East. With Tucker going 13-3, Augusta 13-3, Orlando 8-8, and Snap at 4-12.
I think it looks exactly like that. Tucker's going to win. Augusta will come in second, and he will make the playoffs. Then it'll be Orlando and Snapfinger at the bottom. I can't. I mean, how many times has Ben won that division in a row now? I think it would be like at least 15 years.
That's that one. That, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's a lot,
it's a lot.
So no need to go through and see it all, but yeah. So Tucker's taking that. Augusta, I'm taking second. Yeah, just like it is. I just hope Meza has another great year because that guy's getting so close to breaking records. And
how about you, Rick? Give us your take on this.
The same, but I'm flipping Augusta and Tucker. Only because the streak has to end eventually. So.
Well, the other thing with Augusta, too, is you check out his defense. He's got a great defense. And Brian is constantly bitching about his defense, that he can't get him to work. And I'm just like, I can't see any reason why.
Yeah, I just have to say maybe the dice rolls go his way. Maybe he wins by a single game ahead. And that's about it.
But you're right.
Because he definitely has the quarterback in Banks.
Yes.
I mean, he's drafted a good running back this year as a backup.
Yeah, he's got two great wide receivers as well. His O-line solid. I mean,
and really his defense has been performing. I mean, his points against last year was top 5 there or close to it. I mean,
yeah,
I think we talked about that.
Just fine.
And depending on what wide receivers Ben keeps, he might have a young crop of wideouts going out. So
right.
Yeah, but as long as Ben keeps putting up 550 to 600 points,
right, exactly.
I think he'll keep winning it.
But I believe Brian was in the driver's seat at one point and then veered off the road.
Yeah.
So you're right. So you're going, Rick, Augusta, Tucker.
Augusta, Tucker, and then on the way down as usual. Last two would be Snap's last. So unfortunately, he's in the toughest division.
Howie?
Rick took the wind out of my sail. I was going to take Augusta to take the division.
That's right. There's two of us on board. All right.
I think it's their time. Looking through the roster, their offense is stacked.
Yeah.
Their offense is stacked, and I mean Tucker historically doesn't play defense very well. I mean, look at they're not slouches, but 381 points against. Is that what? Are my eyes failing me? Is that 361 or 381? 381. So, I think that if Augusta's going to win it, it's going to be this year. And I think Tucker will come in second, Orlando will come in third, and Snapfinger will round out the bottom. So, Saw, don't let me down.
See, Max?
That's right.
All right, well, they won me over. I mean, the argument that Tucker's got to seed the division at some point, and I want to see Saw win it. So I'm gonna in a tight one. I'm gonna call it. I'll call it Augusta, Tucker, Orlando, Snapfingers. They won me over.
I'm gonna call it as Augusta as well. Tucker, Orlando, and Snapfinger.
Okay, so there it is, Brian. You got 4 votes, buddy. Get busy.
Yeah, he put together a great roster. There's no denying that. And last season he went 13-3. He tied him.
Right.
Like C-Max said, he only gave up 294 points, and he put up 483.
Right. Yeah, he lost a tiebreaker to something, I guess.
All right. C-Max, you can take the AC West.
Yeah.
It's another
honestly,
tough one.
It's gonna sound boring, but I honestly think it's gonna pan out about the same again. I think there's no reason to think that Gothenburg won't keep it up. I mean, they had a great season, both offensive and defensive. I'm not even going to try to say it, but so the Merchantmen, I think they, yeah, I think they're always, they're always competitive. So I think it's going to be real close there. But Gothenburg gets the edge, and then like I said, Paris, and then Bordeaux.
Howie?
I'm taking Massasoit. I mean, look, looking back at his, kind of going back 2106, he was 10-6. Then he had a down year at 9-7 down, 8-8. But then he went 9-7, 11-5. So I think he's on the upswing. I think he's got that team put together right now. I think he can do it. So I'm gonna pick him, then Gothenburg, and then the last two again. That's it. It's a coin flip as to who's gonna finish third and fourth. But I think the Merchantmen have a chance to do it this year.
Grim?
I think Grim's getting coffee.
Okay.
Or cigarettes. Or both.
Go ahead, Rick. Rick, you can take this then.
I will go with the last year's same finish: Gothenburg, Mass Lewis, Paris, Bordeaux, or Bordeaux, Paris, either one. And I do like what Merchantmen look like, but Julio's just got that team cranking.
Yeah, I was on the fence about Merchantman as well. Could they do it? But I think Julio, his team is just too strong. So I'm going to go with Gothenburg, Merchantman. Paris, now he's been putting together a team.
Nice.
And you can see his roster coming together.
Yep.
So he'll have a winning record, I feel. But he'll come in third, and Bordeaux will come in fourth. Now, I know Bordeaux, he picked up a quarterback that he feels is his quarterback. The guy from Colorado.
Yeah, and this is also the swan song for Bernard Harden as well at Paris. So if they're going to do anything, this is it, because he's going to walk next year.
Who's that?
Because he didn't sign him. Harden, the running back.
Yeah.
1,700 yards, 300 yards catching guy.
Harden.
Yeah.
On
Bernard
Paris.
Harden.
He's on Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So whatever they're going to do, they got to do this year. And if not, Paris walk. He's going to walk. Harden's gone.
Oof.
Well, they could still re-sign him, couldn't he?
I think he posted on the message board that he wasn't going to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's
he don't got no money left.
Yeah, and that too.
Yeah, he's only got 5.
And he probably wants some Krager type money, like I had to freaking cough up. So,
Graham, who do you think for AC West?
I just as it shows right there, Gothenburg's going to win that. Mass Lewis will get into the playoffs again. I think Paris will creep back up to 8-8, 9-7, and Bordeaux will be about the same.
Okay. Now we come over to the NC North. Rick, since it's our division, I'll let Howie go first on this, and then Grim next.
Yeah, I'll go last.
That's fine.
Oh, God.
Let's get Arizona's roster up on it so we can all gaze at it.
God, this is a tough division to pick. I'm partial to Arizona. I like how the roster's built. I think Rick does a great job game planning. Iowa had a great season last year. I don't know if he can keep that up though. And then Kansas, it's hard to pick against. So I'm going to say Arizona 1, Kansas 2, Iowa 3, Chicago 4.
Grim?
Yeah, man. That is just tough. Can't. I think Chicago's got to be taking a step back up this year. Which, yeah, I'm going to take. God, you guys are so fucking cutthroat up there the last few seasons since everybody's. God damn.
Yeah, it has been.
I really like
it. Never gets decided early in our division.
I really like Eichhorst. I really, really do. But yeah, I gotta take Rick first. Clay, I'm taking Kansas over Iowa. But then you look at Iowa shit, and despite some of the stuff he's had to do to keep people around, his roster's pretty fucking good. Yes, Arizona, Kansas, Iowa, then Chicago, but I think Chicago can do a little better than what they have, 5-11. I think they can win a couple more games.
Yeah, Biletnikoff takes a fourth of that salary cap. Look at that. Holy shit.
Yes, he does. And he finally had a decent season last year, right?
Yeah, but for a fourth of a cap, that bastard better throw 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, 61%, 4,000 yards, 19-10. He needs to get more touchdowns, I think that's for sure. But
if you're paying a guy $500 million, he needs to be throwing more than 19.
Yes, more than 19 for sure.
That's a $500 million per touchdown.
Yeah, he's got to throw
like that.
Yeah, he's got to throw at least 30 touchdowns, man, to make that worth it. So yep, that's how I'm going it.
C-Max.
Yeah, I'm going to echo their sentiments. This was the toughest one for me to call. I think that rookie running back O'Neill's going to be a nice compliment to Krieger. Solid.
Yeah, those two are going to be my little Batman and Robin right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Arizona at 11-5, and then I think I'm going Kansas. I mean, that Eichhorst with Huntley and Pasic, however you call them, I think they're going to just get better. I'm picking Kansas at 10-6, and then Iowa I think is going to take a tiny step back to 9-7. That Leroy Gray suspension's got to hurt. And I was a little disappointed with Folger. I thought he was going to turn out better, but there's still Biletnikoff there, so who knows? But I'm going to go with that. Arizona, Kansas, Iowa, Chicago. I think they've got a ton of turnover. I mean, they've gotten rid of a lot of players, and they've picked up a lot of role players in free agency. I don't think there's going to be any cohesion there. So I think 5-11 might be the ceiling. So that's where I'll
go. Rick.
Well, let's see. I'll take Chicago. No. I'll reverse the whole order. That way I'm not favoring myself. No, I still like my chances to win it again. Only because I got O'Neal now. I have more firepower running. And I know that Clay is just fucking pass. I can slow that down, I think. And even Joe is pass. Although he did draft a running back. I'll give him that. In Chicago, he's still trying to figure out his identity. I mean, he got run over the last 8 games of the season like nobody's business got run over. And I don't know if he's got that fixed yet. But on the defense, we returned a lot of the secondary and the linebackers. We had to let a few guys go that were getting too much money, like Cridge, and I can't think of the name of the defensive end I let go. But he freed up the money I needed to get Krieger re-signed or extended. And offensively, we added a few, bargain basement wideouts, and we added 2 new running backs. And so hopefully those guys have produced, but I think we'll edge out the past happy Cornman and Appleman.
Okay. I'm calling us to take the division. If you look at our points scored, all of the teams in our division, we're in around close to 400. And look at our defense. We're almost all the same except for Chicago, holding people to points.
Right.
The game I lost to Snap Fingers was a killer because then I would have been 10-6 with everybody in there. I feel like there were two games I let go that will make me win a division this season because of my quarterback is now more seasoned, we'll call it. And then I got my two receivers that are hopefully that would be studs this season again.
So you think last year I was the victim of my own head being up my own ass, and the first 4 or 5 games, I don't know what the hell I was thinking, and then I just stuck with something once I got something figured out, and it turned out well. Luck, albeit, but it still turned out well.
So I'm going to call us first. I'm going to call Rick, your team, Arizona second, Iowa third, Chicago fourth. And that's how I call that one. Now we go to the NC South. Grim, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I think that I say it every season for the last few. That's Howie's to lose. I mean, he's won it 4 or 5 times in a row now, maybe 3. I don't know. It's always Howie's to lose. So I'm picking him first. He'll make the playoffs. No one else in there will make the playoffs. And I think he could probably maybe win 2 more, 3 more. Capital City could be 8-8. Moontown, I just don't think they have an identity yet. And Outer Banks, Tony's building his team. I mean, he's got that young quarterback, and he's got stuff to work on. So I think it pans out just like it looks there.
Okay, Rick.
I'd like both the Sharks and the Ospreys because I like the Ospreys roster. They've got the quarterback 55 over 65 future. They've got I like fullbacks, and it's got decent running back, good wide receivers. So I think he might challenge Howie. It'd be like a 9-7, 10-6 kind of thing. And then Moontown, I agree, they're kind of trying to figure their way out. And then I freaking Capital City. So flip-flop those two. But Howie, Ospreys, Moontown, and CPC. Or Capital City.
I'm going to say C-Max, you go next.
Okay. Oh, what's that?
You could go next.
All right. Confused me there. All right. Yeah, I think, honestly, I think if anybody's going to really challenge Texas, it's going to be Capital City. I like their quarterback. I like the running back. They got some players. I think they've got a chance to compete with them, but I don't think they will. I think it'll be Texas probably at 10-6 in that 10-6 range, and I think Capital City will be 8-8, 9-7. Then I like Outer Banks to compete, but I think both those guys will end up. Outer Banks Moontown will be a flip flop in the 5-11 to 7-9 range.
Okay. I'm going to call Texas to take this division. The way he played in the playoffs, that's the real Texas. So
Yep.
I think they're going to have a much better record than the 8-8. I'm going to call Capital City to follow, but I'm going to switch. I'm going to put Outer Banks up and Moontown down because I don't think Moontown's quarterback is the right quarterback for his team.
Yeah, I think he's starting that Cooney guy.
Yeah, and he's not going to work out. This guy right here. So that's why I'm going to bring him and switch with Outer Banks. Even though Outer Banks went 1-15, I think Moontown is going to fall. Okay, NC East. C-Max, take this one. We have Chesapeake at 11-5. Williamsburg went 7-9, which was kind of a shocker. Brooklyn 6-10, and Fredericks 4-12.
Well, yeah, honestly, I think the big wild card is going to be whether or not Grimm can get Witten, the new quarterback, to do what he needs him to do. He looks the part. I think Grimm's going to be just fine getting him to play. He is old, but a season or two, I think he can really turn it around. But he talks a lot about the injuries last year, which are significant. He didn't do anything with the stadium, unfortunately. So I still think it's going to be Chesapeake, and then I think Williamsburg. I think Brooklyn will bounce back and have a winning record, but they'll still come in third, and I think Frederick's going to stay in fourth for the time being.
Howie?
Well, first off, I'm glad you skipped over me for my predictions in our division, so we can't go back.
Nice.
No.
We can't go backwards. We've moved on. We're always going forward here in IHOF, never going backwards.
Oh no! I say we make him talk for 15 minutes. He's got to do his predictions and then NC East.
You get back-to-back predictions. Go ahead. Go back to the NC South.
You did it to yourself, man. You didn't have to bring it up.
I know I didn't have to. So I think that in the East, Chesapeake is gonna take that division. Sorry, Grim. I hate to pick against you, but he seems to go on these runs where he'll go 6-7 seasons and be unstoppable, and then he'll have a couple of rebuilding years, and then he'll get right back to being on top of the division. And I think he's in the middle of his run. So I think that division is not going to change. It's going to be Chesapeake, Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and Frederick.
You got to give us now the NC South.
I'm thinking about that one because you never want to pick against yourself, but I don't. I was looking at my cohesion, and I thought a lot of my cohesions dropped more than they did, which was going to make me struggle a little bit. I think that it's going to come down to me and Cap City again, and I don't think I'm going to be much better than 8-8, maybe 9-7, definitely not 10-6. So I'll pick me with Cap City a close second, and then Outer Banks and Moontown. That's how I see that division shaking out.
Okay. Rick, you want to now go back to the NC East?
Let's see, NC. Yeah, okay, here we go. I haven't done this one yet. I will go with toss-up between Chesapeake and Williamsburg, because I do like the running back you drafted, the one I had wished had fallen, but instead I got the secondary prize in O'Neill, so that was okay. And Brooklyn and Frederick, I do like. I know the Frederick GM. I know he's going to put in a running game, so you guys got to be ready for that one. And so I'll take the standard Chesapeake, Williamsburg, Frederick, Brooklyn. That's how I'll go.
Grim, your division?
Chesapeake, man, he's got this one. I think so long as Humphreys is there, and it looks like so long as he can afford him, we got another 6 years of him. So Chesapeake, pretty positive going to win that. I'm hoping if I can not get the injuries this year, I'm hoping to be 9-7, 10-6, and make the playoffs. Then I'll call Brooklyn, and I think he does better than 6-10 because that falling off like that after winning the bowl, I just still don't get what's going on with that. But it's that point force and points against. So yeah. And then Frederick, I'm glad got taken over by Loyal. Went right out there and started picking up guys to make his team better, which was nice to see. And I think he'll do a bit better than 4-12 as well. So Chesapeake, me, Brooklyn, then Frederick, and I think all of our records will be better.
Okay. I will also say Chesapeake. I think Quick's got his team rolling, and he'll take that division. You and Brooklyn, Grim and Brooklyn, you guys are going to be fighting for second place. With your new quarterback, I say you take it because he gives up too many points. Your defense is still stout. So you'll come in second, and then Brooklyn will come in third, and Fredericks, until Loyal gets his hands around his team, he'll be in last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Witten's your 1 year rental, and you got to make hay with him.
Yes.
Well, he signed for a few years, so here's hoping. I do know that he's old, but if I can get 2 seasons out of him, then a third was definitely worth it for him.
Now we go to the NC West. And Grim, you can take this one, but I gotta say something. This guy, Pfizer, he's been really taking this Colorado team year after year after year and taking the division, or into the playoffs at least.
Yeah, I agree. My only concern with this is that his quarterback is gone, Jamison Ward.
Yes.
It took him forever to find Ward. Once he had Ward, then he started playing really well, and now Ward's gone, so now it's a question mark again for me.
So go ahead. I'll let you take it.
No, last year I picked Oakland to make a bounce back, and I want to do it again this year. But if you look at Hanley's roster, even if he's not paying attention, they're just so fucking stacked again right now, especially since he's not letting his big free agents go. That used to happen every year. So, I mean, look at that shit. That's just insane. So, that's going to be a freaking tough one, especially if I'm supposed to be making the playoffs this year. Who out of there is not going to? So I'll do it again. I'm going to call Jug to win the division. And then Hanalei, then Colorado, and then Fairbanks.
All right. Rick?
I do like a Jugs comeback. He's got the running back. He's got some fullbacks. He even has good tight ends going. And he doesn't need much in the way of wideouts, but he's got them. And then defense, the front line looks good. He does like to rush the passer. His weakness on defense might be the safeties that look kind of rough around the edges there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but running-wise, he runs the ball as good as anybody. And second place CDO because they lost their quarterback and they still have stuff, but the quarterback's one of the important positions. You can't take a big hit on that. And then Hanalei, they're just robo team or whatever they got going. And then fortunately Fairbanks is last.
Now Fairbanks has a quarterback.
Yeah, and the wide receiver.
Yeah, they just haven't come up yet for some odd reason. Well, they could use a running game, that's for sure. And one wide receiver, 41 rated tight end. Yeah, that's not a lot.
C-Max, you want to give us your take?
Yeah, I like the Oakland comeback idea, but I think Colorado's done enough over the last few years for me to stick with them. I still think they're going to take the division. They just they might go with Darryl Taylor. They could go with the younger guy Alvin Murray, but I think they still have enough at quarterback to get it done. So I'm going to go with Colorado, but I think Oakland is going to be real close behind. And then Hanalei, and then Fairbanks. I think Fairbanks will still. I think they'll improve, but I think they'll still take the last spot in the division. But I think I'm gonna go with Colorado keeping it.
How about you, Howie?
Oh, well, Malpaw has definitely been paying much more attention to his team recently, which makes him always tough to pick against. Colorado, Pizer's been doing a great job. I know that that Bob has said that he's a great GM and he'll get that team turned around, and he has. I think if he can even get a fraction of the production out of his quarterback that T-Zac did, he'll sit right up there top of the division again with Hanley. Hanley number 2, Oakland and Fairbanks, and that won't change. But if the quarterback struggles, then I could easily see those two teams flipped and Hanley taking the division and Colorado kind of fighting with Oakland for the second spot. I think it all hinges on his quarterback play.
Okay. Do we get everyone to add for the NC West?
Did you do
No,
yours?
I haven't gone
okay.
yet. This is a tough one as well. I'm going to go with Oakland, Colorado, Hanalei, and Fairbanks. I think Jugs is going to turn around his team. 6-10 really isn't his type of play. Colorado, the only reason why I have them dropping is because of the quarterback. He has a new quarterback in there. If he had the same one, I would have picked them. But since he has a new one, he'll be second, Hanalei third, Fairbanks last. And that's how we call that. All right, guys, that was good. Was there any rookies that you guys saw that you were impressed with, by the way, that came in the draft?
I really like Oakland's rookie tight end. I believe
Where is? Hold on.
Yeah, that Curtis Floyd. I really like that guy. I think if he can get him involved, that'd go a long way towards pushing him towards the top of the division there.
This guy right here.
Floyd Curtis. Sorry.
Who are your? I didn't have a first round pick. Who did you pick, C-Max, for your first round?
I picked
Here it is, the guard.
Yeah, Carmack. He turned out. I think he's going to be good. I mean, he's going to be a chemistry fit. I like them to be smarter than him, but going with the green color scheme for my chemistry, I'm going to have to deal with having some droolers, I guess. But I like him. I think he's going to turn out pretty good.
How about you, Grim? Who was your guy? He's not here right now. Howie?
Grim took that running back. That Cody Humphreys running back.
So
yeah, that's who Grim took.
Here it is. I got it.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, this is the one that Rick likes.
Yeah, he's nice.
I got the consolation prize, which I like as well. So if you go to O'Neill, he's down to 25th.
Looking, man. Yeah, O'Neill looked really
Made the
nice.
green list even. Yeah.
Okay, so these are the two running backs in the first round. Yeah, I have to deal with him.
Enjoy.
That's right. He's a new Blanchard because Blanchard had a few miles on him, but this guy's fresh legs, and so let's see if I can get some more production out of Blanchard's old spot.
And Howie, who did you pick up?
I picked up a guard in Jeremiah Hawkins.
Right, I got him right here.
Yeah, he looks real nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's even smarter than the average one you usually take.
That was one of my criteria for drafting a lineman. I was going to go with somebody much higher than very low.
It's scary when the smartest guy is right there at 20.
Well, here's what Outer Banks took. Haynes. Nice pick.
Yeah, he looks real nice.
So he wins coming out. And we talked about this. We were saying, would Bordeaux take another wide receiver, or we talked about defensive player? He went defensive player at number 2.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that endurance and zone
endurance
defense.
is, I believe, but
Yeah, so is the zone defense.
yeah, but he's a cornerback, so I mean, as long as you're not playing him in the nickel, man, he'll be fine. He'll be fine without the zone. I mean, he's got good, really nice man-to-man, so he should be all right. But that wide receiver looks great, but if that route running doesn't pan out, that's a whole lot different pick.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it probably will though. He's 32% developed only, so.
And the only thing that hurt him would be just not playing, but that's not going to happen. So he'll be okay.
And this is the other wide receiver that was taken off the board. Again, the route running is very close to not making that 50%.
Yeah, that endurance hurts too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think honestly, I think both of them will pan out. Both those wide receivers will pan out, though. I think they'll both be quality.
All right, fellas. Tomorrow's the games. I got to get my my file in. I'm playing Iowa. Arizona's playing Chicago.
Yeah.
Who are you playing, Grim?
I am playing at Brooklyn, and I'm just going to say, I'm calling it now. My running back is going to get Offensive Player of the Year.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Run the ball.
Rookie, not Offensive Player of the Year. Rookie Offensive Player of the Year. Sorry. Clarification. I'm not beating Richmond or Mesa or Krieger. He ain't going to run as much as those guys do. So
O'Neal will run probably in the 600 to 700 yard range if I have him my way. But Krieger's my 15, 16, 1700 yard guy.
Okay, so let's just do something. This is perfect.
Let's call the games.
Not only call games, and I'm going to start with Howie. Howie, you're playing Capital City. Who's going to be your star coming out of this game?
Adam Richmond is going to carry the ball 90 times.
let me get you thing. Yeah, because this Capital City won't know about this setting. So,
if it honestly, if it wasn't for Corey Rose Jr. and Dixon, I would probably run the ball every single down except for third down and greater than 5 yards.
No passes in the game plan except for third down.
Right. And there might be a time when that happens because Curtis Dixon is aging out. He's getting to the twilight of his career, and the last two receivers I've drafted have not panned out as well as I'd hoped. So I'm inching ever so closely to run the ball.
So your MVP tomorrow will be Richmond.
And MVP tomorrow will be Richmond, most likely.
Okay, and we'll call these games as well. Just the games of us that are here.
Right.
Grim, do you think who's going to take it, Texas or Capital City?
Oh, I got Texas at 20. Well, Cap City's got a decent running back now too. Texas 23-17.
Rick?
I've got Texas taken because I looked at the defensive line that Howie's got to pry apart. He'll be able to pry it apart. So I'm not too that one's. And then once they break contain, linebackers not much better. So Richmond and Texas having a good day. I don't know the score. I'll say because it's a running game, 20-17.
How about you, C-Max?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas too, but I think it'll be a bigger margin of victory. I'm gonna go 24-13.
Okay, 24-13. I'm also going with Texas. And yeah, as for the score, 27-10. 27-10. Next up, Grim, we'll go with you next. Your MVP for tomorrow's game.
Well, it's going to be one of our two quarterbacks, Witten or what's his fucking guy's name again? I should freaking know it right off the top of my head. No.
You said two quarterbacks. Oh, you're running back.
Oh, between my quarterback and Brooklyn's quarterback, Neo Adams.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm going with a new game plan this season because I got to get more tight end shots going up. But I call Witten MVP, and we win it 30-24.
Yeah, if you run up the middle, you can hurt Woodard a lot in right defensive tackle, and even the middle's a little soft. So but the linebackers are nice in Brooklyn, so they can clean up.
C-Max, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll take Williamsburg 27-21.
Howie?
Where's this game?
At Brooklyn.
At Brooklyn. Brooklyn's favored by 2. I think that that Williamsburg's going to struggle out of the gate, and Brooklyn's going to take this one just barely because of the home field advantage. I think it's going to be 24-17.
Rick?
Yeah. Let's see. Williamsburg's strength, one of the strengths is the defending the pass, which is Brooklyn's biggest strength, is throwing the ball. So that's kind of an offset there, leaving the running game, which goes to Williamsburg. Assuming he's going to run this year. You don't draft that high of a running back, you don't use him, right?
Nope, I'm running him.
Exactly. And I think he can run on the front 4 of Brooklyn, but you're just going to have to chew him up. And it's going to be a close game. 21-20. There you go. There's a crazy score. I haven't played in a while.
I can see that.
Grim, I think you're going to take it, but it is going to be a tough game. I'm calling 20-17. It's going to be a close one. And I think it's going to come down to at the end with a field goal. That's why I'm saying 20-17.
All right. That could be an OT game.
Yeah, it can be an OT game. All right, C-Max, your team is going up against, where are you? Oh, you're going at Houston. So you're going to Houston. So, Grim, take this one for C-Max.
Oh, boy. At Houston. Houston's favored by 10. Man, oh, man. Got a fullback. Still got Braden Harden. Picked up Braden Harden. Man, I got to pick Houston on this one. I don't want to. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think Soka's going to struggle right out the freaking gates in an away game anyways, just to see how he could play with this freaking team. Plus he lost Maloney. So, yeah, I'm going to go Houston 17-10.
Okay. Howie?
Oh, let's see. I think. What's the weather? Is that rain?
It's going to be 77 degrees, 8 miles per hour, sunny.
My eyes are terrible tonight. God, Houston's favored by 10, though. I think that Houston will beat San Antonio, but San Antonio will. They won't cover the spread. I think it'll be a 4-point game. 24-20.
Okay. Rick?
Let's see. I've been looking at this one. It's a close. Because I don't like Houston's secondary, the way they look. And I do like C-Max's passing offense, the way it looks. So the push would have to go to, let's see, I'll flip a mental coin here. And Houston wins it 17-13. But I think he can pull off the upset. 10 points is too much.
So since it's your game, C-Max, I'll call it next, and you can call it after me. I think Houston will take this. Since, like I said, San Antonio gets his quarterback, it's going to be fresh for him. So I'm calling this one to be 27-14, Houston. I think your quarterback's going to throw a couple interceptions, C-Max, on his first outing.
I was going to say, I think the outcome of the game will hinge really on how many interceptions does Socha throw. If it's one or less, I think I have a chance.
Yeah.
If it's two or more, I think I'm going to lose.
Yeah, you can. I think you can exploit that secondary.
Because you have a stacked team, C Max. Mm-hmm. If you look at it, and that's.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about the roster. It's just a lot of unknown with the offense. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be the same offense we've been with Granados and Maloney and Woody Sheck before he took the dip. So I mean, there's some unknown, and I think he'll first game starting here, he's going to throw 2-3 interceptions. Hopefully, it won't be the 5 or 6 that it could be. We'll see, but I am going to go with Houston, but I think it'll be a high scoring game. I'm going to say 31-26.
All right.
And I don't know how the hell we're going to get 26 exactly, but that's just where we're going to be.
So, we have Chicago coming to Arizona. How we
106 degrees weather, folks.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. And it's calm.
Howie, you want to take this one?
Not a fucking breeze in this one, man. Holy shit.
Arizona is just going to pound Chicago, both literally up front and on the scoreboard. I think that it's going to be not even close. I think it'll end up being 27-10, Arizona.
Okay. C-Max?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the spread might even be wider. I just think it's going to be I'm going to say probably 30-10.
How about you, Grim?
Oh, I'm gonna give Rick the 50 burger here. He's gonna have 3 interceptions, 2 of those run back for touchdowns, a fumble recovery touchdowns, and Krieger's gonna run for 2 touchdowns. Coffee will run 1 in and throw for 2. So yeah, I'll call
a conservative 50.
Yeah, let's say 50-23. I like it. Plus, it's hot as fuck out.
I think it's
good. And in real life, I actually will be in Arizona next month. So.
Hey, nice.
It's a division game. They're going to kick each other's ass. I'm calling Arizona to take this, but it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm seeing 38-31. Arizona.
Yeah, I suppose we kind of think of Livingston as an afterthought now after he got traded, huh?
Who?
Yeah, right?
And then the last...
I was presuming it was Dr. Livingston, so...
The last game we have is Iowa is coming to Kansas.
Why is he up by 14? At your house. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a bit generous.
They don't think we're good. I'm always the underdog in my first game. I was the underdog against Arizona last season.
Yep, you were.
Oh,
yeah, that game's Rick, a shootout waiting to happen.
I'll let you go first, Rick.
Okay, Kansas and Iowa. Let's see, defense is optional.
Defense is optional.
I think we're looking at a 34-31 special here. Just because both teams throw the ball crazy town, that's what they both do. And yeah, so I think you're going to edge them out. Grim. And in my game, I put up 240 burgers on Chicago last year, so I think we'll do hopefully the same because he's got a soft middle, and that's where Krieger lives, in the middle.
All right, that's good to know. Grim, what do you call?
Oh, yeah, I think defense optional. I think you guys are just going to throw the ball.
It's a track meet.
Yeah. Kansas, I'm taking you, Clay. I like Eichhorst. I really like what he did last year in his first year, and he's just going to improve on that this year, I think. So I'll take Kansas 38-34.
Howie?
Oh, God, I closed down my game, so I can't take a look at your defensive backs. But I think that half Bill's going to throw at least a pair of picks. and I think that Kansas is going to walk away with this one 28-14.
Yeah, and Clay, if you want to get him surprise, run at Spillane and Jackson. You'll get some chunks. If you have any guard with the blocking over 65 run blocking, just give it to them. Give it to your running back who's on the sideline just, begging for carries.
C-Max, what do you say?
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna be a tight one, but I picked you to beat Iowa in the division, and I think this is where you got to start that process. So, I'm taking you in a tight one, 28-24.
And I'm going to pick ourselves to win, but again, division game, and put up a lot of points on each other. I'm going 31 us, 28 Iowa. And that is it, fellas.
Give Berger a carry, damn it.
Poor guy's just wasting away over there.
He always has a home in Arizona, okay?
That guy got me 3 touchdowns on punt returns. He's key for my special teams.
Nice.
Look at those running back bars.
Third back in Arizona and still get more yards than he's going to get in Kansas.
I know. Look at this. Look at those bars. People are
I know, right?
He was up for a trade. I asked for a 4th-round pick. No one wanted to give me a 4th-round pick for him. Now I signed him. Now I signed him. So he's on. And look how cheap he was.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So cheap. In any event, fellas, it was fun. Tomorrow's our game. And
good luck to one and all.
Yeah. Good luck to all you guys.
Same.
Yes, except Houston.
And until next time, fellas.
All right, guys. Sounds
All right.
good. Thank you.
Yeah, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
guys.
Be good.
Thanks.
Bye.